Hello and welcome to QSD, Quick Science Digest. Today, the environment. So, do you like coastal holidays? Can you swim? I hope the answer to both is yes, because the sea is likely to get a lot closer before the end of this century, and maybe a lot sooner. So, sea level rise. A subject once on the fringes is now becoming more and more common as a topic for conversation. And why not? Almost all our major population centres are nuclear power stations, desalination plants and shipping ports. Well, they're all dotted along coastlines. A rise of even just half a metre would be devastating. A rise of 3 metres or more would be catastrophic. It would rewrite maps. So, with that in mind, the news that the ice sheet covering West Antarctica is at risk of sliding off into the ocean is slightly concerning. Whilst issues from the rest of the continent may be limited by a reduction of greenhouse gas emissions, the slow yet constant loss of West Antarctic ice is likely to continue even after climate warming is stabilised. A total collapse might take hundreds of years, but it will raise sea levels worldwide by more than 3 metres, and en route to that, we will feel the impact with as little as just 20 or 30 centimetres of that rise. But it is with the high tides and storm surges that the impact will really be felt. I digress anyway. Warm ocean currents have reached the region, and the underwater melting has triggered the increased melting of the glaciers on land and their increasingly accelerating retreat. This is already now responsible for the largest ice loss from the continent, and it provides an accelerating contribution to global sea level rise. In fact, new computer simulations have confirmed earlier studies which suggested that even a strong reduction in greenhouse gas emissions may not be enough to prevent the eventual collapse of the West Antarctic ice sheet. So, if this is the case, we need solutions to the problem. Now, one such scheme has come from the researchers at the Potsdam Institute for Climate Impact Research, and they are suggesting generating trillions of tonnes of additional snowfall. This would require pumping ocean water onto the glaciers and distributing it with snow cannons. This is similar to how many skiing resorts have supplemented their insufficient snowfall for decades now. Except this would be in the most hostile and inaccessible environment on the globe. This is both an engineering project of incredible scale and a substantial environmental hazard in one of the world's last pristine regions, and all to prevent long-term sea level rise for some of the world's most densely populated areas along the coastlines all the way from the US to China. So, what would it take to achieve all this? It would require uplifting and desalinating and heating ocean water along with unimaginable numbers of snow cannons. All this would require electric power from maybe thousands of high-end wind turbines. And the constantly changing technical challenges in such a hostile environment are impossible to predict. Oh yeah. It would also mean essentially losing a unique natural reserve, the last untouched one on Earth, if you can still call it that, but that's another story. And so the risks and costs of such an unprecedented endeavour must be weighted very carefully against its potential benefits. Inaction and anti-science rhetoric by vested interests has got us to the unimaginable point where ludicrously large projects are required to try and maintain some semblance of normality within the 21st century. And when we think of what we might be handing over to those in the 22nd century, our children as it were. Anyway, let me interject a personal thought again here. This project, or any others, would not be starting today, would not start tomorrow or next year, probably won't even start the year after that. And exponential technological rates of development make it highly likely that the energy concerns that limit us today will not do so in the future. Even in as short a time as a decade, a breakthrough in fusion energy, for instance, would be a game changer. No wind turbines required anymore. Similarly, when it comes to desalination, what is a dirty, energy-intensive operation today is often being challenged with novel materials and breakthroughs. In just 5 or 10 years, it may be a solved problem. Or maybe we could just pull the water out of the air. That would save many stages in the process. And we're so good at doing this, we can do it in the desert. Anyway, what do you think about these topics? Am I right? Am I wrong? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and make sure you click the bell to get notified of new releases. Until next time, thank you for watching.